does autism mean to you?
It means that I was diagnosed like age 5, which is around the average age to a boy. It means that I'm just a little different from everyone, but not that much. Like this, everyone's different.
It's quite tricky sometimes. Yeah, a different way of thinking, a different ability. Yeah, definitely not the wrong one.
Autism means to me something that you are born with, which can sometimes be worse for you, sometimes be better for you. Sometimes it can make you do better things or do things that might be a bit irritating to you, what other people might not find irritating.
Let me
Your cheating did not.
Let me do that.
No different. It's yeah. So you're taking away. So you're not taking away.
Maths fractions when we're in maths.
Find that difficult today.
Edmund.
Mainstream schools, they tend to move around the class, between their classes, whereas we keep our children mainly within one classroom, like a primary model.
But you were here. I know you were here.
We didn't give him a factory reset. Not the why I couldn't take it off of there.
The emphasis on a mainstream school is kind of qualifications and academia, whereas our focus is a little bit more on that therapeutic side and kind of learning outside of the classroom, and then the kind of academics come after.
1, 2, 3, twisted. Awesome. One more like that. Alright. Ready? 1, 2.
Probably the big difference between a mainstream school and a special school is the fact that within the special school you've got more scope to change the curriculum so that it actually suits the needs of the child.
I think all teachers have understanding about children, but I think that sometimes in mainstream it's an understanding about the class, where I think we do have the freedom, only having smaller classes, to understand each individual child.
Yeah, stick. No, it's a step. And don't think about dropping it. So, droop it. Leave. We are all stars. Yeah, my name's
Okay.
Now we need to add these together, and then we know what the whole is, okay? So what's 12 by 12? Do you know?
No.
Shall we count it?
Yeah.
Alright. How are we going to do it? So I like to think that all the children can understand what we're teaching or what we're doing or saying or communicating, but it's in their own way, and it's up to us to find out what that is. 14, 15. You can't just pour knowledge into them. You have to be able to teach every child in a different way. They can't all learn the same thing in the same way on the same day or at the same time. 24. So 6 add 6 add 6 add.
Phoenix.
Sometimes we really have to pick up on their special interest, which we can only do by forming a relationship with them, finding out their special interests, finding out how they work best and trying to accommodate that. So there's a lot of, although there's a lot of, that can be sort of difficult and quite time consuming, there's a lot of freedom in that as well. And sometimes they just come out with the most fantastic things that you just wouldn't hear anywhere else.
I like animals and they're cute and cuddly, that's why.
What's your favourite animal?
My favourite's giraffe.
A giraffe?
But we don't have a giraffe in the school, so I like all of them.
My top favourite animals probably got to be, I think, the ducks. Like, they're really cute.
Yeah, they're swimming, aren't they?
I think second place, the bunnies, and then I think the guinea pigs third. I don't really.
He sucks the black ones in.
The goats and the sheep are a bit aggressive.
Are they? They can headbutt each other sometimes.
This is like a drop-in session where they can come and just chill out with the animals to make Monday feel better. So Charlie does that quite a lot, don't you?
Yeah,
on
I don't come.
Monday.
I don't come here for it. I just need.
You just
like,
need
that
some
break.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well done, Bella. Around the corner.
There's a mixture of academic and therapeutic and social times that the children can access.
How does it make you feel when you cuddle an animal, when you care for an animal?
It makes me feel like deep happy inside.
Does horse also have oil?
They do have oil in their
And
skin,
ducks?
in their fur.
And ducks?
And the ducks
And
do,
the ducks
yeah.
do, but it's a different kind of oil. But they do still have it. Even your dogs and cats have it in their fur.
Oh, but even rabbits?
Sorry,
Do you think rabbits
I don't
do?
know about rabbits.
I think the best thing about working with autistic children is actually seeing their development and their growth, and seeing how as they mature and as they become their own little people, their personalities start emerging.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
There
There we go.
Did you know?
Right,
Cass likes short sticks.
Cass likes chewing sticks. We have to be careful though that she doesn't choke on anything, don't we?
It's really rewarding seeing the children come into us, into the class in September, and you see progress over the years. And it may not be academic progress, it might be social progress, communication progress.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I want to start. I want to start. I don't like being in the lead. I've got to get it right. I don't like being in the lead. Please, I want to be star.
Sometimes you won't be in the lead. Okay, we'll get. Okay, calm down and we will. Okay. Aston.
Oh, I've got it.
Aston.
I'm not stuck.
Aston. Jacobs is frozen, so we're going to start again.
Oh, yes.
Are you ready?
No, I'm not ready yet. Just wait.
Okay.
No combos. Wait. 2, 1, go! Oh, no! Why do I keep thinking that? I'm hoping no, I don't want to go down. Oh,
Aston. High five. Right.
Oh, we should play.
It's okay, because you're a big fan and you'll gain some more knowledge, won't you? Yeah? When that was released, and I would know that the DS has sold the most. The DS came out before you were born, didn't it? Most training for me, well, it started at home with my experience with my own son who has autism. So I learned a lot from him and a lot about him, and there's a lot of cross-transference of knowledge from home and school, because even though every child with autism is different, a lot of the strategies work.
because you work with them a lot more closely. So you get to see their overcoming their challenges. You can see how much they're struggling with something. So once they've got something, it feels like a massive achievement.
We are going to be lighting our fire, okay? Can you tell me, who were the plebeians again? I've forgotten.
Romans!
They were the
citizens,
Romans.
to be exact.
Roman citizens. And what did they used to do?
Middle class Romans.
Middle class Romans. Who's at the top then, Amelia?
Emperor. I think most of us
Yeah,
are
emperor.
middle class.
And who's at the bottom?
Slaves.
The slaves, the peasants,
Slaves
okay?
are bad. Don't have slaves.
Okay, I think
It's
that
a type
looks
of
really good. Why have I suggested that we build it like a teapot?
It's like
fire goes upwards.
The fire goes upwards. What else happens?
And it
The
it traps
oxygen.
the fire.
Yes, brilliant. So the oxygen passes through and it makes sure that it stays alight. So guys, can I get you to put fire gloves on while I light this?
Wait, what's that sound spoken too? That means he's like old. He'd be older of all of us. That means me and Finley is 13. Okay, let's do the fire dance.
Do the fire dance.
No, stop, roll, and dance. I can sing. Every night I'm lying. I'm falling. Daddy, don't sing, Daddy.
Even as an autistic teacher, I go and deliver training, but I'm not an expert. The experts are the children themselves, or the people themselves with autism. So we try and encourage them. We try to encourage them to speak about autism themselves.
For girls and boys, it's equal. It's just that girls are better at masking it than boys.
And what's masking?
It basically, when you're like, kind of like copying other kids, kind of. You see? But like, in the end, children are children and all children are different.
It doesn't matter if you were born with it, it's just really important to you. It's just that's what matters.
So it's part of you, yeah?
Yeah, it's part of me.
Autism is a superpower.
Yeah, actually. I find autism as a trait. It's something that you can't really, well, control yourself if you are autistic.
Or fun.
It's not really something that easily comes and goes. We're not different, but we are odd in our own special ways. With someone like me and Charlie, we are both autistic, but we're not the same. My autism doesn't show as much, his does. Autism is a very special case though, because it's not like most things you would expect. It's normally something that causes the brain to have irregularities, and normally that makes people view us as if we're something else, when really all we're trying to do is to make sure we can fit in or have fun in our own way. And I feel like the world sees that as something we can do, because as autism is nowadays shun out and just taken as, oh, they're autistic.
So does it feel different being autistic?
Yes. It doesn't matter how you're autistic. You can be autistic in any way you want.
We are all about social, which focuses on accessibility for all individuals, removing environmental barriers, organisational barriers, communication barriers, and social and cultural barriers, so that all people can achieve their potential. I was very rigid with how things needed to go, so I had dinner at dinner time, and if my parents wanted a roast dinner on a Sunday lunchtime, they had to give me a little lunch about 11 a.m. So I was having breakfast, lunch, dinner. It was always in my plan to work with autistic children because I felt that I never really received any support when I was growing up. I was really lucky being diagnosed in a year at 14 for a girl, that's really uncommon. I came here and seeing all the support autistic children can access now, seeing all the support that is available, especially in such a small town like Calne.
So, for instance, I've got ADHD and I've got anxiety. You can play the bands and you can do this with me all the time. And I get it. I'm quite pleased to know ADHD and anxiety. But at the end of the day, that's all they are, is labels. Okay? I am one person who happens to have ADHD and anxiety. You take people as you find them. You don't do things by a label of autistic or any sort of label.
It's not a disability, it's a different ability, and people learn in different ways and they also work in different ways, and there's nothing wrong with people who have autism. People need to make sure when they're employing autistic people that maybe they are, you know, allowing them to work in a way that is right for them.
What's your dream for the future? What would you like to do?
In the future, there's probably something to do with either maths or geography. Yeah, I love maths and geography, and history as well. So just keep working on that, and I should be good.
Hopefully pass my exams.
I don't even have an answer, but one of my answers I can tell you now is probably a training answer, that's all.
You like to be a training officer?
Yeah.
Do you like trains?
Yes.
I want to live on my own, have a family, just like all that. I want to have a dog and a cat.
I do love to do many things in the future, really. I'd love to be an animator, an IT person, go to college, go to university and all this. Keep in contact with my mates and just drinks with them, doing several things with people, meeting new friends, getting married, having children, dying with someone that I truly love.
I think I wish that people kind of learn about autism, if you know, to understand it, because actually if they could see the stuff that we know, they wouldn't have that kind of, I think they get worried about people with autism. They're not sure how to behave around them, or you know, what their behaviours are showing. So if they were able to understand that, then I think it would make the world a happier place.
I think sometimes it's assumed too much that they can't do things, and I think they should just all be given the opportunity to try things, and I think it's just, autism is just full of surprises, really.